Hello everyone, today we are going to solve a very similar kind of problem we solved in the previous one. So in this one we also have to print the components. So input is also like similar to what we got in the previous question. So let's see what we have got and what we have to do. So we have been given input of an undirected graph. Undirected means we can go from 0 to 1 as well and 1 to 0 as well. So this is what we have been given. So I have constructed a graph, and what we need to do is we need to print all the connected components. So in an array. So from 0 we can go to 1, from 1 we can go to 2. So this is one component, constructing 0, 1 and 2. So this is our one component. Other is 3 and 4, this component. So 3 and 4 also. Let's suppose if there was some other component like 5, 6, 7 and then 8. So we would have also printed it in the same way, 5, 6, 7, 8. Why 5, 6, 7, 8 only? Because the graph we will be traversing would be like this. So we would have got something like this. So that's what we have to do in the question. Let's see how we can solve it. So only this much is given in the our input, so we will only consider this much, like 3, 0, 1, 2 and 3, 4. So what we can, this is going to be very similar to the previous question. So in the previous question what we were doing, we were increasing the count. So for if we are getting any unvisited element, we were increasing the count. So now in this case what we will do, we will call the DFS. So let's say we call the DFS for 0. What DFS for 0 was doing, it was visiting all the components. So when we are visiting, so we can get when we are visiting every element, we can get like here we are visiting every element. So instead when we visit, we can store it in some array. So for 0, if we call, it will visit all the components, and when the call for 0 gets completed, we will have all the components that are connected to 0. So 0, 1, 2, we will store it in our array. Similarly, for 1, if we try to go, so it's already visited, so 1 we will not visit. The logic is going to be same, only change is going to be in our DFS and the call we were making. So for 0, for 3 we came, 3 is not visited at that time, so we will make a call and store the answer what we will get from 3. So for 3 we will get 3 and 4. So that answer we will get, we will store it in our array, and if the call goes for 4, so 4 is already visited, so call will not work. So at that time you may have a little bit of doubt. So let's code, and then I will explain again with the code, so it will be more clear. So here I have constructed a graph. This I am not going to do anything, and this is the code for DFS, which is the again I'm not going to explain. So here let me create a visited array, boolean array visited. So what would be the size of the visited? Is it, this is going to be v size. Why v size? Because there are v elements from 0 to n minus 1. So if we have been given v is equal to 5, we have elements till 4. So we have to return our answer. It's going to be array list of array list integer. So answer is, we have created our answer array list. Now we need to store the elements we are getting in some array. So let me create that one also. This is going to be array list of integer. Let's call it a temporary answer. Now the call for connected components will start here. I is less than v, I plus plus. So what we were doing, we were checking if it is not visited. Like we are checking from 0 if it is not visited. So if this is not visited, what we will do is we will call the DFS. So here we will call the DFS. So let's call it DFS. We are going to pass our visited array, our graph, and source would be 0 this time. Every time the source would be I if it's not visited, and temporary answer we are going to pass. So in this case, what's going to happen is this temporary answer I have added here. So in our DFS we are visiting every element. So in our temporary answer we can add our element. So this is we are adding everywhere in our temporary answer. So if this call gets completed, so in our temporary answer we will have our DFS traversal. So um, we can add it in our answer, and what we can do is temporary answer we can empty it. So using new array list, that temporary answer would be empty. So that's it. In the end we can return our answer. So that's it. Let's try to compile it. Okay, let's remove it. Let's run it. So its name is visited. Generally I name it viz. So let's see this time it is running properly. Okay, temporary answer. This time it should work. Your output is matching. So let's submit it. It will not submit. So here what's happening is it's expecting in a sorted way. So let's sort it. Sort temporary answer, and then it will pass all the test cases. So let's submit it, and let's see, it should pass for all. It should pass for all the test cases. So it's passed. Let's see with the solution with the code from this line till there. Let me take it there. Here is the code. I have taken it. So let's see what's happening with the code. It will be too small. Okay. So first we will start with the 0 and we came here. So let's make a visited array as well. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now it's no one is visited, everyone is false. Okay, so we came to 0 here, this line, it's not visited till now. So we will call the DFS for 0, passing graph temporary answer. Okay, so temporary answer is our here initialized with empty, so temporary answer is also empty. What is going to happen? We call for 0. Now our DFS will check for 0. So what's in DFS? We will mark it as visited, and all of its component we will call the DFS. So 0 has 1 as neighbor, so we went to 1, mark it as visited. Okay, so marking along with visited, we are adding it to our temporary answer. So temporary answer is also getting updated. So when we came to 0, it is holding 0 as well. Now we came to 1, is holding 1 as well. So one's neighbor is 0 and 2. So it checked for 1, it's already visited. So if it's not visited, then we will call the DFS. If it's already visited, we will not go inside the loop. So for 0, no call, but for 2, we are calling. So now 2 call is happened. So 2 will be marked as visited, and at the same time 2 will be added in the our temporary answer array list, and then 2 whose neighbors is only 1. So for 1, it's already visited, so we will not go anything. So after coming, what has happened is here some are visited, like 0 is visited. We can see from here 0, 1 and 2 are visited. 0 is visited, 1 is visited, 2 is visited. Okay, now we came to this line here. DFS is completed here. Now what we have in our temporary answer 0, 1, 2 already sorted. Not going to explain this. This is sorting. Now we have added this temporary answer in our answer. So now the temporary answer holds 0, 1 and 2 as a element, like as a array list. So now what is happening? First we call for 0. Now when we call for 1, so it is for 0, that call is done. Let's call for 1, and it's calling for 1 if not visited. What we checked is it's already visited. So this line will not work, and if this line is not going to work, we will not call the DFS. For 2 also we are not going to call because 2 is already visited. For 3 we are going to call the DFS, and for 3 our DFS is called. So let's see what's happening in the DFS. So first thing, we will mark 3 as visited. So let's mark it as visited, and let's add something in our temporary answer. So here we had something in our temporary answer. What we did, we added this one to our answer, and now we changed our temporary answer to empty. Here, once the call for 0 is completed, our temporary answer gets empty. Now when we came for 3, our temporary answer will hold the data for this component only, not for it will not include this one as well. So 3, we came to 3, 3's neighbor is 4, Margaret has visited, went to this line, and we checked its neighbor is 4 and 4 is not visited, so we call the DFS for 4. Now for 4's DFS, we marked this as visited, added it to our array, and called for its neighbors. 4's neighbor is 3 only, but 3 is already visited, so nothing will happen, and we came back for 4's call. Now 4's call is completed, 4 doesn't have any neighbors. Then recursion went back, and we don't have any elements, so the DFS call is completed for this 3 and 4. Now we came here. Now what we did, sorted our temporary answer, this 3 and 4. Now we added this thing 3 and 4 to our temporary answer, so it was initially holding 0 and 2. Now it will also hold 3 and 4 as well, and after this it's going to empty. After this we are going to add it in our temporary answer, so added already. Now it's going to empty our temporary answer, so again temporary answer is going to be empty like this. And again what's going to happen is so there are, okay, yeah, it will try to call for 4, but for 4 it's already visited, so no DFS call for 4. So in this way we are getting our answer. I hope you got it. It's already passed all the test cases. I hope you may have got some clear understanding. I will put the solution in comment, but I don't like, I want everyone to try by their own, because if we try by our own, we will get to understand the problem better and we will not stuck anywhere. Thank you.